Hey guys, welcome to another. Can you hear me?
I can hear
I
you.
had to turn the volume down on the video. I think we had Mitch Brisker cut that video together, and then Jeff Levin did the music, and I think his music is a little hot, so I need to turn it down a little bit.
It's all good.
So now my volume is all jammed up here. Um,
There you go. That sounds good.
check. Oh, I was just in Claire's on mine. Welcome to Blow Up for Good, Scientology Exposed. I'm Mark Headley. This is my lovely wife, Claire. And yeah, we got a good video for you guys today.
Yes.
We did a video a few weeks ago, and we covered the international Scientology headquarters in Gilman Hot Springs, California. And we thought it would be fun if we did a tour of all of their secret bases around the whole United States. They're mainly on the West Coast. And yeah, so we're going to do that today. We've got a little bit of a new format that we're going to try for a little while,
Yep.
which is we're going to do a video, and instead of trying to do the video and then squeeze the Q&A into that video, the video that we do this week, we'll do a Q&A about that video next week.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how we did the int base one. We
Yes.
did a video, and then next week we did Q&A. So it just gives us a little bit more time to do the actual content, and then the next week you guys can have all your questions rounded up, and you can jam them in there. And it's also easier to ask questions after you've watched the video. So then all
For
the
sure.
replay crew and all those people can get a chance to see the video and then be able to come up with a comment.
Yeah, though people can put their questions in the chat today, and Clara will keep track of those too. So any we don't get to this week, we will address next week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll see. We'll see how it works. As always, if you comment on the video today, live, we're going to do a giveaway at the end. We're still going to do that.
We are. Yes, indeed.
Claire loves her a giveaway. She won't let me not do a giveaway.
Well, I want to say thank you to, excuse me, thank you to everyone who has been submitting fake Navy Davy pictures. We've been thoroughly enjoying the many submissions, so it's not too late. We have a few days left of October. Halloween is on Friday,
Yeah.
which is the last day of October. So on our next live, we will be announcing October's winners, which we have some really, really good
We do have some
submissions.
good ones, guys. So you got to have to shoot high. You're gonna have to shoot high because
Aim
we've
for the
got some
sky.
we've got some killers in there in terms of
And you know what?
winners.
It's just to bring a little bit of levity to a dark topic of Scientology. You know, what can we say? We like to have a little bit of fun, and we enjoy having humor in our lives.
I like to have a lot of fun. Okay. What's with this a little bit?
Oh yeah, sure.
All things in moderation? I don't think so.
Okay then.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Do we want to do the thing where we see where everybody's coming from? I'm a little
Absolutely.
bit discombobulated over here because I was doing trying to get that intro in here. And oh, here we go. Stars. There we go. Let's jam
Yay.
through these real quick.
Okay, hold on here. Gotta get to where I can see them. Janine, hello from the Netherlands. Cher, hello from the Netherlands. Jeremy, hello from Florida. All right. Carrie, hi from windy and rainy Seattle. December Topaz 22, happy Sunday from beautiful West Virginia. Firebird's Child, hi all, happy Sunday from Philadelphia. Nice. Brian, hi from a rainy Portland, Oregon. Anita, happy Sunday from the Netherlands.
The Netherlands are just
They are
soaking it up.
representing Tremenon. Good evening from Netherlands.
Man,
We love it.
it's like a
Allie, hi all from England, my home country. Yay. Berry Girl, happy Sunday from Albuquerque. Nice. Harvey Denton's Toads, hello everyone. All right.
holy moly.
Necessary Trouble is here. Hello everyone from Montana. Deborah, early today. Cool. Our last 60-degree day in Wisconsin. Happy Sunday from the Dells. Yes, we have a Broncos game and we must set our priorities. Betsy Sue, greetings from Cameron, North Carolina. Todd Johnson, hello from Sammamish, Washington. Jack Shaw, hello from Nevada. Nice. Magda, hello from Washington. Jerome PG, what's up from Chicago?
What's up?
What's up? Carrie Burton, hi from Central Florida. John Page is here with us from Brighton. Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Jess Wilco, greetings from a stormy Manchester, UK. Mancunians.
Okay, I'm gonna bail on those because we've got just a gazillion people already in
Love
here.
it. Thank you for joining us, everybody, this fine Sunday.
Okay, so bases.
Yes.
Get this comment off of there. Okay, here we go. Right here. Skadoosh. Secret Scientology secret bases.
There we go, of which there are many.
There are a lot. In terms of secret bases goes, I think they might have the most secret bases of any other cult.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm sure. I mean, you know what's funny? We didn't actually talk with John DeLynn about secret bases when we
Yeah.
did the Mormon Stories podcast. That might be
Yeah.
an interesting follow-up conversation if we
Secret
have
base.
one. So do Mormons have secret bases? I don't actually know the
I
answer to
doubt
that.
it. I doubt it.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
don't know.
lot of secrets for one little group.
Yeah. Yep, it sure is.
Okay. let's jam it.
Scientology tends to out-cult all other cults. So
Okay, so Scientology secret bases. Now, why do they have secret bases?
because
Well,
they have secrets.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you have secrets, you need to have a base to keep those secrets.
That's right. And you
And
need
that-
to have locations to keep your people
That's right.
that
More
you need to keep
secrets,
secret.
more bases.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so the base that we talked about last week. Oh, look you're on both things. Double
Oh.
Claire. The base that we talked about last week was the Scientology International Headquarters in Gilman Hot Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a secret base, but it's really there's a lot of people at that property that are doing things or busy work or used to be management, all that thing. Now these bases, there are very few people at. There's only one of these secret bases that has more than like 10 people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, we'll get to it. But why do they have these? Well, these are the Church of Spiritual Technology bases.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do at these bases is they have all of L. Ron Hubbard's works archived. And if it's a written word, it's archived on stainless steel plates.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a book that's 400 pages, there are 400 plates that represent that book.
With
400.
every word etched into the plates.
Yeah, the stainless steel plate. It's like it's just a stainless steel plate. It's in the shape of it's a letter, like a letter size or whatever kind of page, and it has the book, the text of that page of the book etched into it, laser etched into the stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they do with those is they put them in these boxes. So like that's probably a book right there, or a part of a book, or a bunch of the stainless steel pages stacked in this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mark doesn't know about it. It's connected. Mark doesn't.
Catherine commented that there's another secret property, and Clara said she didn't have that on the list, so we might have to do a part 2 potentially.
Oh, well,
It's all
I like
good.
how does she say where it is?
It's fine. We'll keep going. We're
Okay. So they put all those books onto stainless steel pages, and now they have gold records, and they have a record player in these vaults that when you stumble upon one of these vaults, the whole idea is that you are going to be able to restart Scientology because you've now found all of its materials.
good. Yes.
And you could just start it all over again. Because after the apocalypse, people are not going to want precious metals to use to trade and
No.
buy things with. They're going to want to read them and
Right.
listen
And
to
their
them.
number one priority is going to be once more hearing L. Ron Hubbard's voice droning on in lectures.
Yeah.
And they actually had David Miscavige had one of those hand cranked
Yeah.
lecture players
It's called a record player.
record player
Yeah.
in Bonneview.
Yeah.
So you could try it. But the funny part to me is that if you don't crank at the right speed, his voice will start drooling even more than it ordinarily does.
Drooling?
Yeah, like blur. That's drooling.
Okay. I think that's droning.
Droning, drooling, whatever.
Um,
It's drooling is far more expressive because it does sound like he's literally drooling.
okay, here are the stainless steel plates. That other thing actually, well, no. I mean, these are the stainless steel plates. They go in to these little things. These are part of the titanium capsules that the records and the plates and everything goes into these same things. I think they've made it so there's a form factor how it fits. But here's the stainless steel plates. And you can see this is one of Hubbard's bulletins or policy letters. It looks like a bulletin, and it's etched into the steel. And then you can see this is the Dianetics book.
Oh, yeah, no, that one's an HCO policy letter.
There you go. And then here's some of the gold records and how they make those. And so that is what goes into them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the main place traditionally that made these was this base right here.
Yes.
So this is Running Springs or Twin Peaks, California. And this is sort of the main CST base.
Yes.
So they have the facilities where they produce the gold records and they produce the stainless steel plates and they do all that at this location.
That's right.
And I was talking to Mitch, and we'll probably do a video about it. It'll probably come out during Thanksgiving or Christmas time. But they shifted a lot of the manufacturing of these vaults. They shifted it to Golden Era Productions, to the Imp base. So they're assembling where they used to manufacture things at Golden Era Productions. They're now manufacturing these titanium capsules because they don't sell those. So
Right.
it's not something they're making it, but they're not selling it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's worth mentioning that at some point, Church of Spiritual Technology had completed at least all of the books, but then David Miscavige redid all the books. So of course, all those had to be trashed and completely redone at great expense.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time David Miscavige has revised or put out a new edition of, he's changed all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Now this will make a lot more sense at the end about how consequential this thing that he keeps doing is.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, they've took all of L. Ron Hubbard's books, all of his lectures, all of his writings, they etched them into steel, they printed them into gold records.
Mm-hmm.
They did all of that.
And then put them in time capsules.
Then put them in time capsules in multiple locations in all these vaults. These titanium time capsules, the things that they're putting these things in, they're hermetically sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's argon gas inside of them, so it doesn't deteriorate the gold or the stainless. They don't rust. They don't. It's inert inside of the capsules,
Mm-hmm.
and the vaults that these time capsules. It takes hundreds and hundreds of all these things of plates and these things of all these different things, and they have to basically rip all those apart and take all this stuff out, melt it down, and redo it all.
It's insane.
When he changes it, because now it doesn't match.
Right.
Because now the new version is the correct version, verified that it was Fuddy Duddy's original words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is in Twin Peaks, California. This is also, coincidentally, one of 2 CST properties that Shelly has been documented to be at.
Yes, exactly.
This is the first one that she was sent to when she was banished from the international headquarters and from RTC. She was banished to Twin Peaks, and that's this location right here.
And we definitely know that of the now 20 years that she's been banished,
Yeah.
most of her time was absolutely spent at this location.
Yes. And Running Springs or Twin Peaks, I want to say it's about a half an hour from Big Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on traffic or whatever. And this is on I think it's actually called the Twin Peaks Highway in California.
Or Rim of the World.
Rim of the World. Yeah, Rim of the World Highway.
Yeah.
And it is near Big Bear in, I want to say it's San Bernardino County. I
Yes,
think
it
it's
is.
San Bernardino
Yeah.
County.
And it's also worth mentioning that of all the people in Scientology, there is a very small percentage, like what, probably 2.5% or less, that know where this
Oh,
property
yeah.
is.
Even if you were at the international headquarters,
Mm-hmm.
you were not, your security clearances didn't allow you to know where this property was.
That's right.
The CST bases, the Scientology members for sure are not told where they are.
That's right.
The Sea Org members for sure are not told where they are, the general ones. International management, not even told.
No.
Very select executives in RTC,
Mm-hmm.
IAS, and CST know these locations. And I was told some of the CST staff don't even know or have been to the other CST bases.
Yeah.
Some
And,
of them.
and in fact, you just reminded me of a really ironic fact that I hadn't thought of in a long time, which is that Shelly Miscavige, for years, had to be the person to approve anyone to know exactly where this location was.
Yeah, ironic.
Ironic.
She ends up being in one of those locations for the rest of
Isn't
the
that
time.
ironic?
Okay, so yeah, so this is the main. This is what I would consider the main Church of Spiritual Technology base.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, they're responsible for archiving all of Scientology's materials, all of L. Ron Hubbard's original materials, and putting them into these vaults.
Yep.
Okay, now this base I have been to.
Yes.
And I actually accidentally went to Running Springs one time by a total accident.
Oh.
When we went up to Big Bear, do you remember when we went up to Big Bear and we took Jupiter with us? It was in the early, like I think it was in 93 or 94.
While we were still in?
Yeah, when everybody went up for like a weekend or
Yeah,
something to go
I
skiing.
remember that very well.
Okay, well, I set up a bunch of David Miscavige's audio-visual equipment at his whatever it was, hotel or whatever they had up their cabin or whatever it was. And so when everybody left, I stayed the next day and packed up all the equipment, and all the equipment that we had set up in there was our equipment. So I took it all. I took out his Nintendo NES. He was a big Mario. Him and the other executives like to play Mario Kart. That was their big jam. That was their big bust and loose activity. drinking some booze and playing Mario Kart. Anyway, if you see where this highway is right here, there's a main highway that runs adjacent to the property. And the CST guys would sometimes come to the Ant base.
Right.
And they had this very, very distinct truck that they had. It was a Ford F-250, and it was kind of like a turquoisey color. And it was an exact... there was not another truck that looked like this truck. It was all blinged out.
They also had a very, the staff from this property, or from all of CST, also had a very distinctive uniform.
It was like maroon,
It was like a pale pink shirt with like a burgundy brownish kind of pants.
Yeah.
And you could spot them from a mile away.
Yes, if they were at the Ant base and you saw that truck
Yeah.
or you saw somebody in this uniform, you'd be like, "Oh, those are CST people." And
Yeah.
we didn't know where they came from, and we didn't know where they were going to.
No, in fact, in the early 90s, for a period of time, the staff from this property would come to the base every weekend
To go study.
to do their study. And I would supervise them while they were doing their Key to Life course, which is, the course where you learned grammar and small common words. But they would always come, and we had no idea. We barely knew their names. We had no idea where they came from. They just kind of swooped in, did their study, and swooped out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when I was coming back from Big Bear, I needed to take Jupiter out to go to the bathroom. And I pulled off the highway somewhere along this stretch of the road. And I was giving Jupiter was going to the bathroom, and I saw that truck drive by. And then I looked, and I saw all the stuff, the buildings and stuff, and I was like, this is where CSD is. And I made sure that when the truck drove by, they didn't see it was me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, this property I have been to.
Yes.
Purposely.
With
Okay.
none other than
John Sweeney. There's an English journalist named John Sweeney, and he was writing a book called The Church of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of that, he wanted to take a trip to this CST property. And so he flew into Colorado. Did he stay? Did he stay with us or did he?
He did.
He stayed with us. And then we drove down in my work van.
Yeah,
My
real subtle, which had your logo and...
No, I don't think it had the logo on it at the time. In the video, it's
Yeah.
just a white van.
Really?
I think it was when we switched vans
Oh, okay.
and we hadn't wrapped
Oh,
the new
yeah,
van.
you probably were like, let's take this other van.
Yeah, let's take the van that doesn't have my company name all over
Yeah,
it.
good idea. Good thinking.
Anyway, we drove. It was nearly impossible to find this place because
Yeah.
there's no GPS, there's no maps, there's no nothing when you get out here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no people either. So you can't like just ask like, "Hey, have you been to the Scientology secret base that's around here?"
Yeah, and how many hours south of here was it? Like 4 or 5 hours?
At least.
Yeah.
At least it was
Yeah,
a lot.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So we drove to this base. Yes, we drove down to this base. We spent the whole day trying to find the damn thing. And then we found it. I videoed it all.
Of course.
And then he made it into a trailer for his book. And it's called The Church of Fear trailer on YouTube. We'll put a link in the description. Also, there is a good article from Tony Ortega on the underground bunker where he covers just more information, basic info about all these different places and
Mm-hmm.
what they do and all that good happy hoo-ha. So we'll put a link to that in the description as well.
Yep.
Okay, so we went out there and we called, like he's like, "Hey, this is John Sweeney. I'd like to take a tour," or whatever.
And weren't you like on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere? There
Yeah.
was nothing but a push button and a gate
Yeah.
with like
You
nothing.
see it all in the trailer. It's
Yeah.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
But we were driving through cow pastures. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. And anyway, the best part of it is that John Sweeney's like, "It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine."
Meanwhile, I'm at
No.
home with our two. I think at that time had 2 kids, and I was like, oh, terrified. I'm like, I hope they're okay, that they make it back, that there's no
Yeah.
nonsense. There's a whole list of things that can go wrong. I'm a worrywart at heart.
Yeah. So we went there, we rang the bell, and it just went. They just hung up on us basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove to the nearest town and we stayed in a hotel. And at 2:00 in the morning, John was getting calls. Just his phone just kept
Oh, that's
calling
right.
all
Yes.
during the night, waking him up.
On the room phone.
On the room phone.
Yes.
Somebody kept calling his room in the middle of the night. And for some reason, because I didn't really identify myself or say anything, I don't think they knew who I was because I didn't say anything. He was the only one who talked into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody did anything in my room.
Mm-hmm.
But then that morning when we were heading back to Colorado, we stopped at a restaurant and the restaurant was empty.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, let's say 50 seats, 20, 30 booths everywhere. And John and I were sitting at this one booth and this guy comes in and he sits in the booth right behind us. And we're like, there's 30 booths in here. Why do you got to sit next to us?
Yep.
And the whole time we were talking, he was just like listening and he was piping in the middle of our conversation. He'd add like, "Oh, I like that soccer team," or, whatever while we were talking about stuff.
Real subtle, like.
And then when we got in the car to drive back to Colorado, he followed us for like an hour on the way back. Anyway, John wrote about all this in his book, The Church of Fear, and you can watch some of this in the Church of Fear trailer. And this is Trementina Base in Trementina, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look in these pictures, the picture on the right is just the road that leads up to this vault entrance. And then in the middle, you see that they basically build this structure onto the mountain. And this is where you have your kitchen and you have all your stuff, your bathroom, your bedrooms, offices, all that is in this building. And then the vault goes about 100 feet into the mountain, at least 100 feet. There's a varying, based on permits and plans that have been submitted to the cities and towns and whatever. These all seem to be between 70 to 100 feet long in terms of the vault. And it's a fairly wide thing. And they just have these titanium capsule stands that are just stacked in there. Mm-hmm. It's not weird for like a weird secret space alien cult to store rare precious metals into underground vaults in the middle of the desert that are nuclear proof. Totally not weird.
Seems weird to me, honey.
Yeah, so the idea is that if there is a nuclear bomb and it goes off, these properties and these vaults will be unaffected.
Yeah, and there's multiple locations so that if one goes down, there's another. Yeah. And while there was, I'm not sure exactly how many staff were at the main Running Springs property, but by my recollection, it was like 20 to 30 at most. But then they would have like
a handful, two or three
people assigned to each of the remote locations that were going through. Like those people were responsible for maintaining security and everything at those properties, but they were remote CST staff.
And they would swap them out.
Yes.
So they rotate people out of these locations into other locations or at the main base.
And they would rotate them so that they wouldn't become too friendly with the
locals.
Natives.
Yeah.
Yes.
So on this picture on the far left, this is actually an airstrip that's on the top of the mountain adjacent to the property. And they own this airstrip property too. But when I say the property, I mean like the vault location. And then in the very tippy top of this picture, you can see the Church of Spiritual Technology logo, which is these two circles with these diamonds in there. The circles are sort of connected. And then they have two diamonds in the side of them. It looks identical to the Cool Cigarettes logo, which is so weird. If you start up a new cult, you're gonna have your logo be like the Marlboro. You can't have it like Cool. Anyway,
did Hubbard smoke Cools? I think he did.
100% he smoked.
So
Cools.
it's just ironic.
Yeah, that's why it's like, you lazy bastard. You couldn't come up with a different thing.
I mean, he has a very prolific history of poaching other people's ideas, so why not the logo?
He's sitting there smoking, thinking, where am I going to hide all this gold I've got? And he goes, oh, I like that logo. Maybe I could make a bunch of secret bases and they can use this Cool logo. And so the idea behind this logo, okay, I'm just saying what they say. I didn't think of this, okay? The idea is if you are traveling from another planet, or if you're a being that's flying over the surface of the planet, you will recognize the logo because it's going to be in every single one of these locations. And then that way you know where the technology is.
It's like the alien radio beam.
Yeah.
Your technology is here, sir.
This logo is alien for cools. Cool stuff here.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so that's Trementina, New Mexico. Yep. Yeah, I did notice most of these things are on the like sort of western United States. They don't have anything on the other side that we know of. Maybe Catherine in the comments knows about a new location. This is Sunset View, and this is in Petrolia, California, and very similar. You've got on the left here, this is the road that leads to the property, and then you can see the road that goes up from this sort of outbuilding or whatever, and then goes up to the mountain where this is your vault entrance on the far right. And similarly, I think in this case they have all the goodies in this other property maybe. I don't know how this one is set. Either way, they also have air handlers and all these other things that are exchanging the air in the actual vault, so it's not all nasty and dank and
Yeah.
moist and humidity is all whacked out. And this is also a location that Shelly's driver's license was this is the address of this property was on
That's
her
right.
driver's license.
And as a result of her driver's license is where she was registered to vote.
I want to say, for a long time, everybody thought she was at this other property.
Mhm.
And one of our viewers started going.
Mhm.
I think they were going by every county in
Yep.
in California and Washington and going and looking up the voter registration.
Admiral persistence, by the way.
And they found her driver's license, and it was a picture of her.
Yep.
And she also found all the other people that had licenses that were also at this property, some of which we had not heard of before.
Mhm.
So I don't know what that means. That's kind of weird. But we assume that they were CST staff, and because they'd been out in these remote locations, we saw the CST staff maybe like 100 times in 15 years.
Right.
It wasn't like we saw them. They did come for study, but not all of them. It was just a handful of them that came.
Yeah.
So there could have been
the Jane McNairns would frequently come.
Yeah, mostly
Tom
the
Willis,
executives of
Sarah
CST.
Bellin, Russ Bellin.
Most of the executives, not a lot of the riffraff.
Yeah.
And not many, or not any that we knew of these remote.
Yeah. Oh, and you reminded me too, when any CST staff member tried to escape, they would then be brought to the property and put on the decks. Like, for example, in the early 90s, Wade Starr was he was on heavy manual labor at the property for, gosh, like at least a year or two.
But also, wasn't Bronwyn at CST?
Yes.
Because Bronwyn was married to Dylan, and they were both at CST.
Yes.
And he
And then
left, and she tried to escape or blew or did something.
Well, no, she was busted, removed, and sent back to Gold.
Yeah.
And then they were kept apart for a long time.
Yeah, and we did eventually in the late 90s and early 2000s. There was a lot of CST staff that were kicked out of CST, and now like the was it the Gilberts or the ones that worked
Rich
in the OT?
Gilbert
Rich
and
Gilbert. I can't remember the wife.
Oh, Linda Gilbert. I was like, I remember her haircut. I remember her body shape. It's coming, Linda.
Yeah, they
had at least one or two kids who were at the Int Ranch. Three kids.
Oh, Alec
Josh
Wheelis?
Gilbert. No, that's Linda and Rich's son.
No, it's those two boys.
Right. Josh Gilbert and another one.
I can't remember the other kid's name.
Maybe Jesse.
But they were in the print shop. Yeah, Jesse Gilbert.
Yes,
they were in the print shop.
Yes.
They both worked and the parents worked in the OT print shop.
Right.
Because they were used to printing all the plates.
Yes.
And doing all the artwork for the plates. So them to do the artwork for the OT print shop, and because they were cleared all the way up to CST, security clearance wise, and they had already printed all the OT levels onto stainless steel things. So
in fact, you reminded me. So it was a lot of couples at that CST property. The other one was Jim and Joyce Isaacson.
Yeah, there was some Wheelises there.
There
too.
definitely were. It was so Alec Wheelis was at the property, but it was his
older brother.
And it was the names will
Eric.
come to me.
Was it Eric?
Yes, I think so.
Anyway, whatever.
Eric Wheelis, and he had a wife. So.
Yeah, what was her name? She was the one that worked with me on all the manufacturing stuff, right?
No, that was my Wheelis, which was Alec's wife.
No, I know.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I know about her. I'm talking about the other one. The one at CST. The young one. Wasn't she the short one that was working with Russ and Russ Bellin and all those guys?
Michelle Wheelis.
That's right.
Yes.
See,
there we go.
You. Might have been 20 years ago, but I got a steel trap up here, folks.
Oh, you have a steel trap.
Okay, now listen. This is Petrolia, California,
Yeah.
CST base. We
Yeah.
got more of these things, guys, and
Mhm.
supposedly ones that we don't even know we don't got.
There you go.
Now, I don't know what this, I think that was a link that Clara made for videos we could watch of these things, but they don't work inside of StreamYard, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay, did I skip one, or is that, no, yeah, here
No,
we go,
yeah,
Creston. Okay, now
Creston.
Creston, this is the property that L. Ron Hubbard died at.
Yes.
This is where he was living in hiding from the FBI and the CIA and the IRS and the DOJ, all the alphabets that Hubbard was hiding from. He was doing it at this place in Creston, California. And this is a house ranch. And basically he had a house here. This is also kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
He had a house here and a horse ranch, and there's horses and there's lakes and there's all this stuff. And he was living in an RV on this property.
Right.
There's a nice house here that has probably, I don't know, I've never been in the house, but I'm assuming it has rooms that are big enough to put a bed in, called a bedroom.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what year this property was, the house was built.
No, the house was there because
was there?
everybody else stayed in the house and he lived in the RV. Anyway, that's weird to me. If you got a perfectly good house and you want to sleep in the RV, but I think the way it was told to me by some of the people that were there at the time is when shit went down and it was time to GTFO, he wanted to be ready to GTFO. And if he was living in the RV, that's just drive. Let's do this.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
The other bizarre piece of history in relation to this property
Yeah.
is that so there was a number of staff living at this property to serve L. Ron Hubbard in his final days, including people like Jason Bennick, John Brousseau, Annie and Pat Broker,
Susie Bennick,
Sarge, yes,
Sonar Parman,
yes.
Did you say John Brousseau?
I did.
And Clarice Brousseau, was she there?
I
Just
don't know
John?
that she was there, but either way,
Annie Tidman, Pat Broker.
I said those two.
Yeah.
But all of those people
Yeah.
were sent to the rehabilitation project force
When he died.
When he died.
Yeah. Kind of wild.
Right? Like no reason given, just boom, you're out. Like what?
Super, super weird.
Like in retrospect, I never thought about, there's so many thought-stopping things in Scientology where it's like, oh, it's just stop thinking it's going to be the best path.
And the only person who didn't was Pat Broker.
Right.
And he escaped, but he escaped sort of like they let him escape. It was that they made a deal and he left. So, and there is a lot more to that story, which I will be telling at a later date.
There we go.
But anyway, this is Creston, California. This is where L. Ron Hubbard died in January of 1986 in his Bluebird motorphone.
January 24th, 1986.
January 24th, where he did have psychiatric drugs in his bloodstream, antidepressants and antipsychotics and some medicines that are treated for schizophrenia. He had in his system when he died, which is wild because he prohibits any Scientologist from taking any of those medications. Okay, this is Creston, California. Next one. Okay, now this is the Lady Washington mine, and I don't know how to say this. Tulum.
That sounds about right to
We'll
me.
get the
I'm an
comment,
expert on pronunciation.
The comment, yeah. Saskatchewan over here says it's Tulum. Okay, this is in California. And now this is an interesting one because in all of the other properties that we talked about, they bought a property and then they made a tunnel or a shaft to make the vault, the time capsule vault. They made all that.
Yep.
This one, they bought an old mine. So the thing in the hole all into the mountain was already made. They just had to adjust it for their what?
You keep waving your hand in front of my face. It's
very, very handsy,
not pleasant
talky,
for the
handsy
viewers.
today.
Very
They
handsy.
like two-hand stand here.
No, it's a little bit strange, honey.
Okay. They just modified an old mine
Yep.
to make this vault. And I don't even know where. I think Tulum, it's sort of like Northern California, like northern-ish California. And Yeah, this is the Tulum. Same setup. You got a house. You can see here you got the roads leading up to it. You have some outbuildings, and then you have the building that's basically the head of the vault that leads you into the vault. Another point about this, let's just mention it for the viewers, is that these are for after there's been an extinction event, basically. If there's been a nuclear holocaust or an asteroid hits the Earth or whatever the extinction event is, then whoever survives or whoever gets here, arrives here after that, somehow they're going to stumble upon these properties. Okay, now I know that one in New Mexico, you could see the logo really good. I don't know if we zoom out on this location, if you zoom out on the Lady Washington mine on Google, if you're going to see a logo somewhere. At one time, somebody had gone through all the properties and there was some logo there at one time that you could see, whether it was trees or bushes or the grass was mowed in a certain way. And I think when people started talking about this, they kind of let them overgrow because they seem to disappear after a few years.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. Do they want people to find them or do they not want people to find them?
Well,
it seems like they're sending out conflicting
perhaps they
messages.
had some gardeners on hand so that in the event of the apocalypse, they could quickly cut back all the bushes so it could be seen.
All the landscapers escaped, and so now it's just nobody's maintaining the symbols. Anyway, so the idea is that basically you're going to stumble upon this location. I guess you're going to go, oh, there was something here because there's some sort of symbols that are in the earth. So we need to see might be some technology here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to find all this gold and all this stainless steel and all this titanium. And you're just going to be like, oh yeah, let's open these up and listen to these guys and what they were up to.
You know
Those guys are going to be like, that's it, man. Let's get to orbit and nuke it. Let's nuke it from orbit.
I have an idea. Let's go to Lord Xenu's website and submit a contact us form and ask what this symbol means in Marcab.
Yeah, no, somebody could just Google. Maybe one of these ancient alien guys can get on that and just say like, hey, what this means. You know, what does this logo
What's
mean?
this symbology mean?
In Scientology, every logo means something.
It does.
Every aspect of the logo.
Yep.
Like the ARC triangle and the KRC
Yeah, so the
triangle.
S and double triangle is the S for Scientology, and then the two triangles is the ARC triangle
And the
for
KRC.
affinity, reality, and communication, and KRC for knowledge, responsibility, and control.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, this is not weird at all. This is not a weird cult. This is just your everyday, run-of-the-mill space alien cootie cult. Okay, that's Tulum. That's how I'm saying
somebody suggested we should ask Rock about that logo. That's a really good idea.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah, there you go.
Put it in the Google foo. Okay, now this is the Ent base. Now this is the one we covered. We just put this on there because I did notice something that was kind of crazy. This property also backs to a mountain. And then if you guys don't know this is one of the craziest things ever. There is a secret underground government facility in this mountain. If you look if you go to Google Earth and you go to Gilman Hot Springs and you look at the ridge of the mountain behind the property. So you basically need to go east, like northeast, and there's a ridge. And then on the other side of that mountain, there's a ton of roads that lead right into the mountain. And that is actually how this property came to be to Scientology, come into Scientology's hands. Is this property? What?
You're sticking your hand in my face.
I know. She's really worried about this hand. I got no talk room. Anyway, this property had a government base in it. When they were building that base, this property used to be hot springs. It was a hot springs resort.
Yes.
Gilman Hot Springs.
Yes.
Old man Gilman used to run the resort, and there were hot springs there, so they called it Gilman Hot Springs. When they were digging that underground base, they hit the river, the underground river that fed the hot springs.
Yep.
And the springs dried up.
Yep.
And in addition to the springs drying up, there's an Indian reservation down the road from the base, and Mark should really stop being in front of Mark and Claire's camera. Thank you, comments. I see these now.
I told you.
Anyway, they also dried up all the water to the Indian reservation, and they had to pay off Old Man Gilman and the Indians for jacking up all their water source.
Which, aren't they still paying those dividends?
Oh, that's another thing. That's from the casino.
Okay.
Maybe it's from that too, actually. You know what? I don't know. It's been 20 years. I don't know if those Indians are still getting, the people on the reservation are still getting checks. But they dried up their water source. But that's how we know there's a base in the mountain, is because of all these series of events that happened. And there's at least, I want to say, 3 or 4 entrances to the base on the other side of the mountain, on the roads. And there's just a big giant concrete slab. It's very similar to how the Scientology guys are doing it. I just think it's weird that the only base that doesn't have a secret base in it, has a secret base in it that's not theirs.
Right.
It's just another crazy thing.
Yeah.
That this, and a lot of these properties were purchased around the same time the base was in the early 80s, late 70s. They started gobbling up all these properties to put all this stuff into.
Yep.
Guess what, guys? It's Happy Halloween coming up on Friday, and we're not going to do a video till after that. So Claire wanted to show you this picture. We went to a party last week.
Yep.
And we were Helly and Mark from Severance. You can see that's me, and I got blood all over my shirt, and I'm running out of there with my tag.
If you haven't watched season 2, sorry, this is a
Severance. We're talking about Severance.
Severance, yeah. So if you haven't watched season 2 of Severance, this is a
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Good telling. Good telling. And
good thing I thought to mention that after the fact of showing it.
I do want to say that a lot of this is Claire's actual clothes. That she has clothes that look like the people that are on the show. That's a little wild to me.
Okay.
She had to get me all this stuff.
No, that's not true.
Yes, I didn't have blood all over my shirt.
Well, I mean, we have a very creative son who was happy to oblige putting blood all over a white shirt.
Yes.
And he did a great job. And so, yeah, I did have to get the skirt. That's all that was what I had to get.
Okay. Did Catherine say where this other secret base is that I forgot about? I left off the list.
Oh, Clara's symboling something.
Oh.
She said, yes, she did.
Well, okay.
Well, let's run through the comments in the meantime.
Well, I know what happened to the...
She probably marked it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we can go back to normal screen now.
Oh, you think?
Yep. There we go.
There we go.
Yay. All right, Catherine. 5999 Bandini Boulevard,
no.
Los Angeles,
This
California
is
is
not a
the secret
secret.
property I was talking about. I'm trying to get this out there and known about. It's the
Oh.
warehouse that
They've
used to
talked
be
about
Bridge Publications before they moved. But
Yeah.
if it's now a CST property, I think is what she's saying.
Yeah, that's not a... No, there's the dissemination center, the dissemination and distribution or whatever they call it. And then the other one is Sheila. We're going to do a whole video about those with Mitch,
Yeah.
because Mitch knows. Basically, it's all the things. Yeah, see, this is not a secret base. It's in the middle of the industrial district of Los Angeles and Commerce, California.
It's been a known property of Scientology for a long
Yeah,
time.
these other
I didn't
properties-
know it was now CST though.
These other properties are in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
They're
Yep.
secret to everybody except
Yes.
for the people that know they're there.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I
But
knew it.
Nonetheless,
I knew
thanks,
it.
Catherine, for your comment.
We're gonna do a video. So when we were doing a video about the Imp base, I was talking with Mitch Brisker, who was as far as I know, one of the very last people that were there. Besides,
Rachel.
No, not Rachel. Rachel was at SMP when she left.
Oh, you mean at the...
At the Int base.
Okay, yeah.
Valerie
Yes.
and Mitch are the last people that have left that are speaking publicly.
Yes.
So I talked to Mitch about it. He wrote me a whole email about all the updates based
Mm-hmm.
on the questions people had asked in that last
Yeah.
video. So Mitch and I are going to do a video, and we're just going to cover all that.
Yes.
And in that, he covers the Sheila and the Scientology media productions and all those other properties that gold basically was converted into all these different things
Yep.
that weren't they couldn't be on a Scientology birthing property. They
Mm-hmm.
had to be in their own thing, and
Yes.
nobody could live or sleep there.
Yep.
And so they moved all those things there so that Scientology couldn't be accused of human trafficking, which they'd been doing for the previous 50 years.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I was glad that I didn't really miss something.
Go on.
Okay, here we go. Question.
All right.
You want to
I'm
read
doing
that?
the reading. Question. As Ecro, do you know anything about the Scientology Center in Dublin or how many members they could get in Ireland? I used to live close to it. I'm originally from Croatia, but worked in Ireland.
Nice. I think if you go into this is if Scientologists are watching this and you just went to a Scientology event and they tell you that Scientology is exploding all over the universe, it's 100% not doing that.
Yeah.
If you go into any Scientology organization in the world, there ain't people running in and out of that place all day long.
Yeah.
There's a handful of people.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that I would encourage all people that are, are Scientology adjacent, or you have a family member. If you can get a Scientologist to go into their Scientology organization and ask themselves, is this expanding and is everybody in the town coming into this place?
Yeah.
They're not. I've been to at least 20 of these organizations and they were all empty when I went there.
Yeah. But let me share my Ireland story.
Okay.
So a few years ago, every once in a while, I will Google my family members to see what they're up to because they have me blocked on social media, as one does when you're forced to disconnect from family members. So one day, a few years ago, I happened across a picture of my mother and my stepfather with somebody in Cork, Ireland, who was very well connected with government. He's a businessman, so he posted it on his social media, which is how I saw this picture of my mom. And she was there trying to influence him to welcome Scientology into Cork, Ireland, because my family is Irish. They're O'Learys, O'Sullivans, and apparently I learned from this post that she's a descendant of Thomas Kent in Ireland. So she was of some, status and was there trying to woo Scientology into Ireland. So I emailed this guy and I said, hey, I love that she's talking to you about Thomas Kent. I just thought you should be aware she's never met her grandchildren and she's just trying to hurt Cork by wooing in this cult. So may I please send you a copy of Mark's book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology? Anyway, we're now great friends.
Yes. And Scientology is not big there. They have, this is how it is everywhere. They have like a couple, maybe 50, 100 people.
Mhm.
That's it that
Yep.
are doing that. And this is how you can do the math on it, is because they have X amount of SEERG members. We think it's around 5,000. That's pretty much what it kind of hovers at consistently.
Yeah. That's probably even high, I would
Well,
think.
because when they get new people that come to Clearwater, to Florida, to flag the flag land base,
Yep.
that's also another weird thing. What other cult has bases? They're all bases: pack base, flag base, int
Well,
base.
the Mormons have a state.
Okay, but this is another funny. We did talk about this. If you haven't seen the Mormon Stories episode, 2 episodes we did.
Part 1 and part 2.
They're gargantuan. I think they're 5+
If
hours
you need
each.
something to do for 11 hours, we got you covered.
If you're cleaning, if you're sorting your Depeche Mode collection for 2 days, you could watch both of these videos.
There you go.
But they had I totally. Oh, the reason why they said, oh, well, that's why, because Scientology is kind of nasty and they do a lot of evil stuff, and they kind of really go hard on the nasty stuff. The Mormon John Boleyn was like, yeah, that's why there are 3 billion cult, and we're a $300 billion cult.
That's where, and yeah, that exactly. I know. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversations with John and Margie, and specific Margie, sorry, and specifically, I thoroughly enjoyed the correlations and how, oh well, this is why Mormonism is a nice cult,
yes,
versus Scientology being a very evil cult.
Yeah, but either way, they've got about 5,000 Sea Org members. They've got about 100 organizations legitimately.
Yep.
And those may have 50 to 100 people.
Yep.
That are public, that are paying for services and the staff and everything there.
Yep.
It's not a lot, guys. They've got like 1,000 Richie Riches in there that are jamming millions down them. Maybe 500, not 1,000, but in there. They've got some guys that are only given 100K, but then they've got some guys that are given 10 million and 40 million and 90 million. And anyway, so yeah. And they're also they do it all tax free. We American taxpayers get to subsidize it here.
Yep. 4-minute warning, by the way.
4-minute warning. Okay, we'll do this one more. Question: What happened to Lafayette's RV? Is it preserved for his return? Yes, it is. That RV has been fully restored and is parked at the international base up by L. Ron Hubbard's house. And it's in its own little building where it lives up there.
That's right.
With all his other cars, his his Land Cruiser and his Cadillac and
all of his outfits that he ever wore and any photos that have been preserved of him.
Okay.
All of that.
We got to jam on a giveaway, I think.
Okay. And by the way, folks, we are redirecting to a premiere of another episode of Foundation Feed on the Michael J. Render Aftermath Foundation YouTube channel. Phil and I did part 2 of Myths versus Facts, and that will be premiering right after this episode.
Yeah, I just got to get my mouse back over here. It's on.
Oh, no worries. It's over on the other side of the room.
There we go.
There
okay.
we go.
Are you guys ready for the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, here we go. Let me see if I see myself. Oh, I haven't commented.
I did.
I didn't get to enter.
Maybe I'll get to win.
Here we go. Magda. There you go, Magda. Magda M21819. There was a lot of Magnas up on Magna M. There was a lot of Magna M's on the YouTube there. She had to pick the 21,000 one. Congratulations, Magda. You can send Claire an email at claire@blowforgood.com and all that happy hoo-ha. Okay, let's do some last few questions here. Off topic.
Okay, here we go. Off topic, how is Rachel Hastings doing? She is doing amazing. We're going to actually be seeing her in December. And of course, we're very grateful to her partner and wife, Michelle, for serving as a volunteer board member for the Michael J. Render Aftermath Foundation. Michelle has been amazing to work with, especially on the online support group program. So
there you go. Okay.
Adam Scott, would Tom Cruise know any of this? He did not in the years that we were there. Whether or not
any of what of the CST
of the
stuff?
CST stuff.
Oh, but I'm sure he knows now.
He knows. Yeah, I would imagine so. But no, like there was literally, I don't know, on the entire property, maybe 10 people that knew where some of the CST locations were.
Yeah. Not ones they were buying. Not ones. There was one time when Russ Bellin and Michelle were in the office with me and we were doing the manufacturing stuff. And we were up all night every night for days and days and days. And one night they were having a conversation and I was asleep at my desk, quote unquote asleep at my desk. And I heard them talking about
You're such a weasel sometimes.
I know. I was like, don't wake up now. They're telling lots of stories about
Mark's
properties.
asleep, but he's receiving audio input.
That's right. I was active. Activated.
BT's
okay,
activate.
guys. I think that was a good one.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, as always, to our mods, Catherine and Clara. Clara, thanks for all your help with our slides. And we hope you'll stick around for the redirect to the Foundation Feed episode.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Also, put in the comments if you like that new intro and if I should do a new outro. Okay? Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store link in the description. We have Hail Xenu, Xenu is my homeboy, and BFG branded mouse pads, shirts, mugs, all sorts of other stuff in there that helps us to bring you new content on a regular basis. You can also pick up a copy of my book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology, in hardback, Kindle, and Audible versions as well. There's also a link to our podcast, and you can get that on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to watch another video, you can click on this link right here, or you can click on this one here, or you can click on the subscribe button right here. Thanks a lot. Until next time.